All right, today the question is, what gives life meaning? Now, I'm at a conference today, and I'm happy to share some of the things that I've learned. How is it we can do some amazing and sometimes unexplainable things, like heal our own bodies by the power of our thoughts? Mother's intuition, the law of attraction. Can we really tap into our subconscious mind? Can we really create our own realities? It begs the question, are we novice gods? We're talking today about what gives life meaning. Now, I'm here today at a conference. It's called Powerful You. Just amazing motivational speakers in the personal development world, and they are giving some amazing insights. I'm so grateful that I could be here. One thing that I'm having a hard time with is the whole foundation of what this is about. See, the organizers have picked for the theme, it's time to evolve. You know, like, anyway, if you've watched my pilot episode, you know my feelings about this, that I really don't believe that we evolved out of the mud from apes. I don't think that this was just some haphazard thing that happened, that life began like that. I think that there is a grand design. I think that there is a master designer in all of this, a master architect, and that this grand designer, this great creator is God, and that we are his children. And by being his children, that means we have his divine DNA. I don't believe it was by chance. I don't think it was by accident. And so I believe that there's actual purpose and meaning to that. Now I want to talk a little bit about how to have a meaningful life, or how to find meaning in life. And just if you think about just that idea, that what if it's actually true that we are God's children, that we have divine DNA, that there is a divine plan on this. Think about what that does to, in changing life for you, changing your potential, your possibilities. It's kind of an amazing thought, really, because suddenly you don't feel lost in the universe. I remember one time I moved into this house. I was so grateful to have it. It was everything that we had worked for and manifested, and I dreamed about it for so long. And finally I moved in, and I felt so incredibly blessed. And we moved in, they hadn't finished the street. There were no street lights around. And I remember moving in that night and looking out at the stars, and there were thousands and millions of stars. They were so clear. And I remember looking up at them and feeling so small in the universe, and yet feeling so blessed. And I thought, how is it that God can see me? How is it that in this one instance of this home that I really wanted, that he blessed me with that? How could I have been so important that the God of the universe could look down and see my desire, my need for that, and bless me with it? And it really changed me, gave me some focus, and made me think about my place in the universe. Well, as we share the exciting things that we can do, that we can manifest, that we can create in our lives, I think the important thing is to have that connection with God, to recognize that we are his children, and that as such, being a father, knowing what I know about my kids, is I love them and I want them to succeed. I do think there's a divine plan, and I do think there's a great purpose, but I think that as far as finding meaning in life, I think that's up to you. Now, there's a really cool study that Harvard did. It's called the Harvard Progress Principle. And what they did was they went around and they looked at the happiest, most successful, most resilient people. And a lot of times these were people who had made great inventions and made great contributions to society. And they tried to figure out what was the key ingredient that made them different. And what they found was they made progress, consistent, regular progress. And the way they phrased it is they made regular progress in meaningful work. Well, the cool thing is who determines what's meaningful? You do. You don't have to be saving orphans. You don't have to be, pulling people from the sex slave. You don't have to be saving the environment or doing some huge, amazing, life-changing thing. You just have to do something that is meaningful to you. You have to make a contribution. So if you think about it, if you will spend time to kind of get quiet and figure out what you're about, what lights you up, what you deeply are passionate about, or even remotely just a tiny bit passionate about, maybe that could contribute to your meaning. Maybe that could be part of your purpose. Now, the fun part is if you can make daily or regular progress in your meaningful work. Pick what it is that you want to do. For me, I'm sharing what I've learned in the last, 4.5, 5 years on my journey. I'm happy to share that with you because I found some answers that surprised me, some answers that show that happiness is within me and not something outside of me that I have to search for. Some answers that show that I have the capabilities to change my life, to change my perceptions, to change my beliefs, and do it in a way that is much more constructive, much more helpful, much more, living my life the way I want to live. So as I'm working to share that with you, I hope that you look within you. What is it that you have to contribute? What can you share? Even if it's small. Figure that out, and then figure out how you can make progress in that. It doesn't have to be small. It doesn't have to be big. Small, incremental progress makes a huge difference. A lot of times keeping a journal will help you with that. I know that's something that I've found successful. And I have a consistent morning routine that I do, and I write down the things that are most valuable to me. You might want to try that out too. But as you make consistent progress in meaningful work, those are some things that will help you progress to where you really want to be. Now, one more thing that you'll want to look at is living deliberately, living intentionally. If you want to give life meaning, give it a meaning. Figure out what you want your life to be like, and then live deliberately. One of the things that we fall into the trap of is we just kind of go with the flow. We wake up in the morning, and within, the first few minutes, we're checking our phones, our smartphones. We're looking at our Facebook feed or our Instagram and see who responded to things. And suddenly we are living reactionary. We aren't deliberate. We're not designing. We're not creating. We are just living these reactionary lives. Well, if you want to live a life of meaning, pick what that meaning is, and then set that intention each day. Intentions are wonderful things. Now, if you practice yoga, you'll find that they do a lot of intentions there. Sometimes people use a one-word intention that helps them get focused on the day. Maybe it's courage, maybe it's belief, maybe it's power. For me, I like to use phrases. But whatever it is you want to do, pick how you want your life, how you intend your life to be. Pick what you want it to do, and then you can start crafting that meaning by the way you live, by your daily actions and your progress. So anyway, those are some ideas for you. These are things that I've been thinking about as I've been at this conference. Amazing speakers. I'll share some more things that I find. But I just want to share with you, thank you so much for joining me and being a believer, someone who thinks that we are more connected down here as well as up there, more connected to each other, more connected to God, more connected to the universe. You really are someone important. You are worthwhile, you are valuable, and God loves you very much. And a lot of times the challenges that we face are challenges that will help us rise above them and become even better. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you today, and I hope that makes today a better day. Are you looking to make the world a better place? Visit me at scottwilhite.com and sign up to become an Impact Insider. I'll keep you updated on the topics and ideas that may help you become your best, true, full self.